suddenly burst in my basement day.
Progressive has every day covered 24/7 with a home and auto bundle. Also, you have a lot of bad days.
Oh no, that was all the same day.
At least you're covered with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Ernest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Ernest, 334-279-7431. Ernest Financial, LLC.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. This endless summertime pattern continues. The rain chances are very small, but not quite zero. We'll be a little bit more humid into the evening hours tonight with the overnight low temperature 68 to 70. Tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday, the rain chances are about 20% or less, but isolated showers are possible. High in the low to mid 90s on Friday and Saturday with a sun and cloud mix. Low 90s on Sunday and Monday. Monday's the first day of fall.
Views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
305.
Starting with a couple of accidents. First of all, Court Street at South Street. We have a pretty bad accident there. That's a little service road that runs right along 85. Please watch out if you're on Court or South Street if you're approaching that intersection. And I-85 northbound, just past Chantilly Parkway, we had a vehicle fire. That vehicle's up on the right. There are emergency vehicles there. Fire is out, but it burned a lot of grass all around the area. It was just a mess for a little bit, and traffic is still moving slow there. Keep that in mind. We'll keep you updated. Great shopping at Premier Place. Shop Bath and Body Works. Cuts by us. Hourglass Optical. Faro Vape and Phone Repair and more. Premier Place and Travel. Another great McClinton & Company development. I'm Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
Calling all stations. Clear the air lanes. Clear all air lanes for the big broadcast.
And always a little bit bigger as we revisit with David Blackman today on News Talk 93.1 FM. I'm your gracious host, Greg Goodell. Co-host Pamela Dubuque, she's over there. And Joey is with us.
And here they are.
Hi-oh! There's a voice from late night when late night was late night and not a propaganda spewing. Yeah, I just saw some CNN analyst, emphasis on the anal, say that, oh, well, if comedians can't say what they want, there's...
Ugh, now they're going to say that?
I asked you, what was funny about lying about Charlie Kirk? That was not a joke. That bastard has gone out there for years and done nothing but act as a faux agent for one ideology and one only.
Well,
it's not funny.
And I was saying earlier, given that you and I are in this gig, and like you've done it a few more decades than me,
just a few.
There are stuff that you and I could say that aren't even necessarily bad words. There's stuff that we could say that we would be fired for and should be. There's a certain lines you don't cross.
Yes, and many have been.
Right.
Seen it happen.
Right.
But that's just a lie. That's not comedy.
And the fact that this was led by Nexstar and Sinclair, not initially by Disney ABC, suggests to me this was they got quite a response locally to all their local affiliates.
Yeah.
Well,
See,
that was in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
they
that
don't
was
get it, but they're talking about with
in
Sinclair and
Texas.
Nexstar, they're talking about a huge chunk of affiliates.
Mm-hmm.
I've still got JD, and you can't get enough JD.
He's been great.
Been amazing. They're so anxious to get rid of Donald Trump. I don't know why. We got somebody on the bench that's pretty damn good. Not to mention, and I'm going to say the name, Joey, at risk of triggering you, Rubio.
No, I've turned over a new leaf when it comes to Rubio. Marco's kind of cool.
Well, you should have sent me a card.
What do you mean?
Indicating that you had turned over a new leaf.
I don't do that. You just got to find out.
Rubio! I mean,
Yeah,
Pamela, I am not exaggerating. That's the only time I've ever seen Joey smoke cigarettes is when Rubio's name.
Rubio!
He would go outside, and he smelled like smoke when he came back.
Mm-hmm.
That was a long time ago. The other fun thing in all of this is I haven't bought their ice cream since I learned about their politics, but Jerry has left Ben.
Hi, I'm Ben. Hold on a second. Where the hell is Jerry?
You didn't hear?
Hear what? Oh my God, is he dead?
No, he quit.
Jerry quit? Why? This is the easiest job in the world.
He's mad that your corporate owners won't let him pursue his social missions.
Are you shitting me? You know what? Good. There's enough political crap out there as it is. People are sick of it. They just want to shove some sugary milk fat down their throats. You're serious? He really quit?
Yeah, he's out.
Well, I guarantee he's not in Africa right now drilling wells. Hey, that old hippie fart is probably lounging by the pool. Hey, all right, let's take it from the top. Hi, I'm Ben. And screw Jerry. Go buy Haagen-Dazs for all I care.
I mean, it's gotten that far. I think in some instances too, there's a corporate awakening that there are many more of us than there are them.
Oh, you got to play that DEI clip that I sent you.
I
don't remember when it was.
I 100% agree with you, Greg, and I think this is a long-term, long trend story. When you think of the new media,
yes.
Like it does, there's an element of it when Barack Obama gets elected. It's when Facebook was very important for collecting information, and Obama and team used it used it effectively.
Yeah.
And then Trump gets elected pretty much because of Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Meme magic is real. The Empire Strikes Back in 2020, doing whatever they did. And then in 24, I think that is sort of the culmination of not just like the memes and the online language, but it was like all these podcasts to where now we're in the media, as Elon Musk said. And so I think all these corporate types are realizing if any of us are going to survive, we have to change. It's not just a politics thing. It's people aren't watching us, and the people that are watching us aren't living long.
Fox was showing a brief clip of Johnny Carson, one we played many times. Johnny Carson used to have 20 to 30 million people every night.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He would have Ronald Reagan. He would have all kinds of politicians on. But I couldn't to this day tell you specifically who he may or may not have voted for.
And that was a very conscious thing on his part. He understood his power, and I thought he used it quite well, especially in regards to politics.
And Obama checking in. Oh, God, I wish the Democrat had the nuts. Maybe somebody like Elizabeth Warren or somebody to tell him to shut up, stick a cork in it.
Yeah, but Obama,
he's the main reason we're in this so-called divisive era.
Yeah, but Obama just looks so like faded to me. Like he
Big time.
like, and his whole trying to shame in particular young black men in the 2024 election. To see how well that worked out for him.
Yeah. Drove more people to Donald Trump, maybe than anybody. I love the story out of Kamala's book, which I wonder who wrote that for her. As drunk as she usually is, I can't imagine that she was able to write a book.
No, she doesn't even have an original thought.
That Pete Buttplug was going to be her first choice for VP.
Yeah.
I think she would have done worse with him. Not because he's gay. Don't give me that.
No.
What did he accomplish? He did nothing. He's accomplished nothing anywhere.
Yeah, but think of Tim Walz.
Well,
I think she would have done better with Buttigieg. Just looking at Buttigieg, not on his own, but next to Tim Walz. Yeah, I think she should have gone with Buttigieg. Walz was a disaster from the jump. He was, remember, what is the guy? Is Dom DeLuise at the end of Blazing Saddles? Throw out your hands, stick out your tush. Like when they break through that musical, that was Tim Walz when he'd walk on stage. The manners and gesticulations, it was like, my God, man.
Is this the clip that you wanted me to play? Amazon promotes diversity.
Oh yeah, with Milo.
Oh, Milo came out of retirement.
Remember, we used to play Milo a lot.
He's coming back.
Good.
He said he unretired last
Good.
week.
Mark Dice has done some great stuff too. We haven't played him in a while, but let's listen to this.
Share it.
I was going to do that.
And while he's doing that, remember why Milo was
well, the big retard was trying to find me.
I'm in the same boat during my show, man. But Milo was canceled, remember, because he made a joke about child abuse, but he was joking about his own experience. He had been the victim of it. And because the left, he was attacking the left, they didn't stand by him. And that's when CPAC and folks at the time said, get out of here. They want to understand that that was his way of trying to cope, at least.
There he is.
Assalamu alaikum.
America's favorite Muslim. This is the clip. Let's give it a listen. Okay.
Facebook has got it muted still.
All right.
Diverse workforces don't unionize.
There's so many different players now, and some are always ready to go. Some require extra manipulation.
Understand why big companies love diversity? And like, well, wouldn't that just like make you less efficient? Or no, it's because diverse workforces don't unionize. Amazon loves diversity because if you have an Italian American, a Mexican, a Guatemalan, and nobody knows what she is, they won't get together outside of work and talk about what the boss is doing. They won't have the same priorities. They won't have the same way of doing things. They probably won't even talk at work. They'll find the other Mexican, or they'll find the other whatever, or they'll just sort of sullenly do their job and go home. And this completely divided, fractured, dysfunctional workforce that doesn't represent anything like the old factories or workplaces of the past, where people were invested in each other's careers and kids, and took things to the office. I baked today or whatever. You can't imagine that happening in an Amazon warehouse, and it doesn't, because these workforces are full of people so utterly different from one another, who have nothing in common and don't really know how to communicate with one another, and don't unless they have to. Those workforces are neutralized in terms of political dissent or collective bargaining. And Amazon will never have to worry about their workers all going out on strike one day because the wages are too low. They'll never have to worry about the workforce having an attack of the vapors or morals, saying we don't think we should sell this anymore. I know it's very profitable for you, but we're not going to pack it. They never have to worry about that because there aren't 4 people in that building who have enough in common to have a coffee at lunchtime and say, we really should do something about this.
Isn't that interesting?
I love it. It's a great theory. And I've always held up. I may have said this going back to the days when you were in the junior chair.
Yeah.
Before you became a big star on your own.
Oh, I don't know about that.
That diversity is divisive. Just by its own definition, it is divisive. And that's all that prick that was, this is another thing. All this hysteria, Trump, blah, blah, blah. They've had 12 of the last 16 years to destroy this country. Who wants more of what they did? This is like trying to throw an 80-mile-an-hour freight train into reverse. It was going downhill. It's not going to happen overnight. the economy, this pathetic quarter point rate cut, that's they politicized everything. And that Lisa Crook, is that her name?
Yeah.
She that's going to the Supreme Court. What about her was qualified, other than her skin color, for the as a voting member of the Fed Reserve? I mean, just crazy stuff. Mushroom is back.
Mushroom's back.
Okay, Mushroom, welcome.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
We're okay.
Good.
Listen, I had to call in because you mentioned Johnny Carson.
Yes.
Probably the last of the true comedians in late night TV.
Mm-hmm.
It was the White House press secretary that I think said it best. Her name, if I remember right, is Carolyn Levitt.
Yeah.
And she said, "We no longer have comedians in late night TV. We have people who are doing damage control with a punchline." That's all I got to say.
I like that line.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Caroline Levitt. She's amazing. She and J.D. Vance, you don't see much of them on the other media because they want to keep them hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Look at, and I think one of the things I said a week ago today when we all had tears over Charlie's assassination was that there are millions of people may have heard the name, but really weren't sure what it was that Charlie Kirk did. And then they see this event take place and the raw emotions. And I have a very good friend who admitted I wasn't really familiar with Charlie Kirk, did some research, and was moved to tears by the message.
Mm-hmm.
So they accomplished, if they thought they had silenced a voice, what they've done is created a huge new movement. The number of Turning Point chapters is going to more than double, maybe even triple.
Yep.
At the end of all this, his message will live on. All right, we've got David Blackman coming up in 9 shopping minutes.
Well, did you hear that Turning Point folks said a big mission for this year Charlie had put forward is, there's like 900 to 1,000 chapters on all the different college campuses that have been a great success. They're like, let's get a chapter in every high school. And he's like, well, we don't even know what's that number, 23,000 high schools. Just days after he's assassinated, they have had 37,000 requests.
Wow.
For TPUSA chapter.
Yes, the reaction from younger demographics has been so heartening because the worry is that you get momentum and it goes away. People forget why they elected Donald Trump. I think the midterms are going to be.
Yes.
I'm hoping. Remember the night? Were you here the night we sat with Dan Morris and counted the seats in the 2010 election?
No, I wasn't here, but I was listening.
Okay. I was playing a cash register every time they declared another Republican seat, 63. And that was by 11 o'clock that night. I think we're going to see an election like that next year. They will be so close to out of business. And I'm sorry, I don't see AOC or the snake from California.
Oh.
And they're too radical to embrace somebody like Andy Beshear from Kentucky, who still has both feet on the ground. I don't agree with him on a lot of stuff, but he's reasonable.
Yeah.
He's like from the old school when we had differences, but we weren't like 8,000 miles apart on how to approach problems. That's somebody, the governor of Pennsylvania, too. I mean, but I don't want to be giving them advice. They might actually follow it. All right, we're going to get ready for the arrival of David Blackman. Our show brought to you in part by Don Duncan All-American Auto and Tire. Tomorrow morning, we have another Duncan and Son Predictathon, and nobody is rooting for Auburn tomorrow or Saturday against Oklahoma more than me.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about that.
I love the coach. Well, I'm just saying, wouldn't that be a year-making victory? But you'll have a chance to post your predictions and win some Duncan dollars tomorrow, and you can redeem those at any of Don Duncan's 4 locations for whatever services or parts your car might need, including windshield wipers and things of that nature, or just to get basic service. And we hope you'll find a location that's convenient to you and partner up with them in the ongoing service and maintenance of your car. Preventive maintenance is something they do so well. The idea being they make it convenient for you to get your car in. They'll take it to your job or back to your house, whatever you need. And in a timely fashion, give you a heads up on, hey, in 5,000 miles, you might need to change your brakes, or you might need new tires in 10,000 miles. And they're the place to get them because they sell them all the major name brands at a wholesale price and a price that includes installation. Serving you in Millbrook on Cusada, high atop Mount Duncan, that's the hill behind the McDonald's on Highway 14, downtown at 408 Madison and Bell Road, just north of Falmouth. Doug Mitchell and his great team there, Don Duncan, All-American Auto and Tire. Back to traffic and Blue Water News with Sky, and at the end, we will have David Blackman with us as we take our second look at the Idiocracy this week. 323.
Well, we have a couple of new accidents. Court Street at South Street. If you're coming out Court Street as you approach I-85 and South, got an accident there at the intersection with injuries, and it is a little snarled right there getting through, especially if you're on South trying to get on the ramp to 85 southbound going up to the interchange. Also, Troy Highway at Express Drive. That is right before Bell Road. Got an accident there. And we had a vehicle fire earlier. I-85 northbound past Chantilly Parkway. Burned a lot of grass on the right side of the roadway and caused dead stop for a minute or two. Traffic's trying to recover there. Still some folks on the scene at that. The fire is out. Buckle up. We'll keep you updated. At McKinnon Toyota, they got special financing on Tundras as low as 1.99%. McKinnon Toyota, your family-owned and operated dealer with hometown service. Exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Budget Floors and More, your new best friend.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. 3 people have been arrested after a toddler was found unclothed and wandering alone near Main Street in Prattville. Police found the toddler's home about a block away with the door open and a male suspect asleep. Officers reported narcotics and drug paraphernalia throughout the house. Tora Brookins, Patrick Fleming, and Adam Michael Hunt were arrested. An investigation is underway after a man was shot Wednesday afternoon in Montgomery. MPD responded to the 3600 block of Woodley Road just after 2 p.m., where an unidentified male victim had sustained injuries from a gunshot wound. The victim was taken to a nearby hospital in serious condition, suspect and motive unknown. Montgomery Christian School cut the ribbon on its new home Wednesday. The school took over part of the old Aldersgate United Methodist Church property on Vaughn Road through a campaign which raised over $5 million to purchase the location. Every one of the nearly 300 students at the school is on scholarship. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Del Rey to Publix.
326, 4 minutes to David Blackman. Market slightly up today. Brant McDonald at 5:15 to analyze the day's money news and how it impacts you and your pocketbook. He's with Invista Advisors. Always recommend a conversation with Brant. Meet his team. See if they can't work with you on building your financial future at 387-0094.
Tired of surprise pest problems and surprise bills? Pest Pro Services now offers subscription pest control, a simple, affordable way to protect your home year-round. Bundle pest protection, termite treatment, and mosquito control for one predictable monthly price. Great for budgeting. No stress, no pests. Locally owned, always reliable, Pest Pro is Central Alabama's trusted pest control team. Find them on Facebook or visit ppsriverregion.com. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro.
Attention business owners. Did you know that about 90% of employees and customers are unhappy when they walk into a dirty building? Let Janny King, the king of clean, keep your business pristine. Janny King's local franchise owners can handle your cleaning needs with reliable, hands-on cleaning solutions that deliver more than just a clean space. Janny King comes with regional support, which ensures consistency and quality, allowing you to focus on all the other needs of your business. Go to JannyKingCleans.com.
Janny King, the king of clean.
WAKA Action 8 News has brought you the River Region's first 9 p.m. news since 2007. Now you can watch Action 8 News at 9 on the Montgomery CW. Want to know where to find it? Go to Channel 22 with your antenna, DirecTV or Dish Network, Channel 14 on Charter Spectrum, Channel 7 on C Spire, and Channel 19 on WOW. Get your Weather Authority forecast, lace up sports coverage, and your local news. It makes a difference where you get your 9 p.m. news. Watch Action 8 News at 9 on the Montgomery CW.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even I added too much water to the pizza dough day?
Yep.
How about getting a call from my daughter to pick her up at the airport because her boyfriend is unreliable day?
Especially that day.
What about finding out that one of my pipes suddenly burst in my basement day?
Progressive has every day covered 24/7 with the Home and Auto Bundle. Also, you have a lot of bad days.
Oh no, that was all the same day.
At least you're covered with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Pestruccelli, General Sales Manager and co-owner of Blue Water Broadcasting. For over 21 years, Blue Water Broadcasting has been a proud part of the River region. We're not just a company, we're your neighbors. Our owners, air staff, account executives, and support team all live right here. We believe in this community, and we stand by our slogan, Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. This endless summer time pattern continues. The rain chances are very small, but not quite zero. We'll be a little bit more humid into the evening hours tonight with the overnight low temperature 68 to 70. Tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday, the rain chances are about 20% or less, but isolated showers are possible. High in the low to mid 90s on Friday and Saturday with a sun and cloud mix. Low 90s on Sunday and Monday. Monday is the first day of fall, but no big changes in the forecast day to day. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Del Rey to Publix. Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Fox News has severed bow ties with Tucker Carlson after all these years. They are parting ways, which means he was fired. I mean, that's really what parting ways means. Tucker couldn't be reached for comment. He's already on a plane to Moscow to meet with his manager.
Well, that worked out well, thanks.
What a shock. I mean,
century began. Natural selection, the process by which the strongest, the smartest, the fastest reproduced in greater numbers than the rest. A process which had once favored the noblest traits of man now began to favor different traits. A dumbing down. How did this happen? Evolution does not necessarily reward intelligence. With no natural predators to thin the herd, it began to simply reward those who reproduced the most and left the intelligent to become an endangered species.
David Blackman and Greg Budell present Tales of the Idiocracy.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's with great pride we now take you to somewhere in Texas, precise location unknown, but it's near Dallas, to America's greatest political blogger and analyst and fun radio sidekick, the one, the only, David Blackman.
Yeehaw. Can y'all hear me?
You sound amazing. Yes.
Okay, good. My mic indicates it's not on for some reason, but I guess it is.
That's a lion.
Can we be sure about that? Because we're hearing you.
Okay, good. Here
I don't think we're imagining it.
I had to play that little Tucker clip there at the beginning of the show, but I had forgotten that this part of that open, this one right here that's going to play for you. Come on.
No.
Is around. Ask Kimmel.
1 minute you're making jokes about people being canceled, next your late night show is canceled. And then you're thrown into the world of podcasting. Tell Colbert we said, what's up?
You didn't share it.
It was on a Windows Media Player. There was no video of that.
Oh, well, hopefully they heard it on the stream.
I got it in Program, Audition, and God's Channel just to make sure. I think they did.
Hopefully.
But you folks, you know, as we
It's
work
so
on
fickle.
yeah, no, it's on the screen. It's up here now. This is so weird. Folks on the feed will be able to tell us one way or the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the insanity continues. I saw somebody from CNN analyst, saying that this is not good if comedians can't be funny. It's free speech.
It's not funny.
No, it's not. Saying that Charlie Kirk was his assassin was Ultra MAGA. That's a joke. Am I missing something there? Where's the punchline?
They just use that excuse.
That is raw meat being fed to a frenzied group of leftists.
Yeah, I mean, it clearly was not a joke. I mean, it was a statement that he presented as fact, which was completely false. And as you have pointed out many times, to maintain their broadcast licenses, these networks must demonstrate that their programming is in the public interest, and it is not in the public interest to deceive the public.
As I, in my own way said, they operate ABC, CBS, NBC, Blue Water Broadcasting. We operate at the consent of the government, of the governed, because a government agency has established qualifications to maintain a license. When you abuse that privilege, they can take it away.
Yeah.
And your license is worth nothing. It goes from whatever value it has in the market to zero. I told a story the other day about RKO, which was the greatest radio company in America in the 80s. And the FCC had decided they weren't fit as operators because General Tire, at the top of the food chain, the chairman was involved in some scandalous behavior with somebody in India over rubber.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with radio, had nothing to do with what we were doing on the air. But because of that, the FCC ultimately did pull all 14 licenses. A last-minute deal that allowed RKO to sell the properties was brokered, but they didn't want to get out of the business, but they had a choice of either getting nothing or something for the stations. It was so wrong, and they did not serve the public in punishing the radio group for something the tire people did.
Well, and the thing everybody needs to understand about network television is the affiliates are the ones that have to maintain their licenses.
Yes.
They all are granted licenses by the FCC. And so what we saw last night is, you know, a reaction by the affiliates essentially forcing ABC to suspend Kimmel's program because they didn't want their license threatened because of just what you said. Because if they lose that license, then they're worth nothing. Their stations are worth nothing. And I guess ABC also has a license. They have to maintain a license as well. But these local affiliates all have to maintain a license. And the two big owners of those affiliates both weighed in and told ABC, we're not going to take the Kimmel Show anymore, period. End of discussion. And, you know, the first one was this, I can't remember the name of the outfit right now, but then Sinclair Broadcasting weighed in. And Sinclair owns dozens and dozens of ABC affiliates. I mean, Sinclair's a powerhouse in its own right. And so, yeah, it's a big deal, you know, when you've got those two big companies. The other company owns the DFW, big market affiliate here where I live. And so, you know, it's the second biggest market in Texas and one of the 10, 15 biggest in the country. That's a big deal to ABC as a network. And
yeah, it was Nexstar out of Irving, Texas.
Nexstar, thank you.
32 affiliates. That's a big deal.
Yeah. And I don't think that was, I Are they also now? Are they weakening on the stance? They want Kimmel to apologize to Charlie's family and make a donation to the organization. I don't think
I
they
read
should
that Erica Kirk sued him.
Oh,
yeah.
That she already filed a defamation lawsuit.
Oh, great.
Yeah, she's filed a defamation suit. I don't know. I'm not sure if all the reports around that are accurate. I understand there is a suit out there against ABC. But, you know, Kimmel's not going to apologize to them. He's not going to sincerely apologize to them. He's already made that obvious. He's certainly not going to make a meaningful monetary contribution to both Kirk's family and to Turning Point USA. These are people he hates and an organization he hates. So I don't know where that's going to go. ABC is apparently today trying to convince both Sinclair and the other group to, I'm sorry, I can't remember. Was it Transtar?
Nexstar.
Nexstar's name. That's terrible. It's a big company. They might sue me because I can't remember their name, but you know, they're trying to convince them to relent and let Kimmel back on if he apologizes, because they only want ABC's only intent is to keep Kimmel off the air for a couple of days, and then just let him go right back to doing what he's been doing.
Slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Is it true that he's going to be on Colbert?
I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me.
Seriously.
I think it would be unwise for Colbert to, why wouldn't CBS just say, you know what, we've had enough of all of this and just end it?
Yeah, I mean, Colbert has nothing to lose. He might as well.
Right.
He's guaranteed his contract through next May, regardless. So I mean, he's got nothing to lose. So that's the risk of CBS leaving him on the air. I don't understand why they've left him on the air.
We have talked at length previously about ratings for the late night shows. To me, the least offensive of the group is Jimmy Fallon. But when you look at who they're having on these shows every night, it's the same old libtard actors and actresses. I haven't seen John Voight on any of these shows. The only one who's doing even attempting is Bill Maher. Bill Maher, but they don't want to listen to him. He used to be that extreme left view in the Democratic Party, but he's now like almost a voice of reason. He's trying to warn them, like, you are really making a lot of mistakes here with the direction of the party and the things you're supporting. And have, of course, he was probably written off by a lot because he had the audacity to actually sit down and get a chance to know Donald Trump at a personal level.
Yeah.
Found it to be very different from what he had been told and said so. It took tremendous guts for him to do that. And he hasn't backed down. I'm sure he's under the relentless assault of the maniacs. You know, all the people that have checked in on this, David, the one that made me the sickest was Barack Obama.
Yeah, you know, that thing yesterday, I was so angry when I saw that, because you can count the number of occasions on which Barack Obama attempted to unite the country and calm the waters with 0 fingers, because it never happened, not one time. And he's the most divisive figure in the history of this country, and the worst mistake we've ever made.
Yeah, and here's the thing. So many naive, especially those wonderful suburban white women, saw him as the purge to their own racism. This is how we show once and for all, this is how we solve that problem. We're giving the leadership of the nation to a man who's almost black. There was those issues with his birth origins and things like that. And I'm sorry, I'm still not buying that.
Yeah, he's almost an American. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not believing for a minute that that he wasn't born in Kenya. His book, they didn't see the future too well when they published that. Was it Dreams of My Father? And on the back, it says he was our first Kenyan-born senator. Whoop-de-doo. Who doesn't want to get excited about that?
I mean, he listed his country of origin as Kenya in his application to go to Harvard.
So, but nobody wants to address that.
Yeah.
And then because of Donald Trump, he was literally compelled to produce a birth certificate that internet analysts were able to pick apart.
It's completely phony. Yeah, it's completely phony.
I think he's inviting a behind the scenes investigation on all of that with this by sticking his nose into this situation. It doesn't belong there because he is in part the reason it's happening.
You would think that he would just kind of slink off, and be like, I got away with, all that I've got away with. But no, he's got to stick around. He's such a narcissist.
Ugh.
He is a narcissist, so he can't resist the limelight.
Can't resist it. Ugh.
Even Bill Clinton has managed to abandon that somehow. The ultimate narcissist who's ever been president.
He's old. He's
but he's old and sick. Yeah.
Hey, but did you see? She's in on it too now.
No, I haven't seen anything from her. I've managed to miss that so far.
Let me bring you up to speed from FoxNews.com. Hillary Clinton's post about fascists after Kirk's death sparked social media firestorm. And the worst part of it, this woman, we make fun of Dr. Evil, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's got her hair pulled back so tight, it's lifting her face, literally. It's pulled out a few wrinkles.
She got the Pelosi look going on.
And they throw these incendiary words around like fascist. Where is it? What's the fascism? What are you talking about? Asking a federally licensed company to live up to the standard it's supposed to and not spread misinformation and lies. I mean, and we all remember George Floyd. You talk about censorship, watch your step. How many careers ended because they said, didn't this guy put himself in trouble with the law by constantly breaking it?
Yeah.
If he was a law-abiding citizen and this happened, that because he was black, that's one thing. But he was constantly a guy who held the knife to the left didn't want to hear any of that. They just turned him into St. George. And again, they burn cities down for their martyrs. We have candlelight vigils. That's maybe an oversimplification, but that's how this works. ABC should have done this years ago, right?
Oh, sure. I mean, look at what Kimmel did during COVID. I mean, he literally said he hopes that everyone who doesn't get vaccinated dies one night on his show. I don't know how decent people could keep this guy on the air, but these aren't decent people who run Disney. We see all of the issues that every child star they've ever had, ends up being sexually abused by the producers and directors on the set, and they turn out to be mentally ill people, with all sorts of problems as they go through life. And this is an evil organization run by evil people, so there's no reason to think they would ever, act in a way that a decent person would act. And so it's not surprising. And the same thing, at former management at CBS, people there now are trying to do some reforms. But I mean, how do you leave the View on the air for all these years? People on the View have said far worse things than Kimmel said.
Yeah.
In the wake of the Kirk assassination. Why, why hasn't ABC done anything about that? Because they don't care. They're not decent people.
No.
And so it's hard to have any expectations of them. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, they don't do anything for moral reasons.
No.
Right.
One of the staunchly conservative actors in Hollywood is James Woods.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to listen to this tweet he put out today. So we've all made jokes at Jimmy Kimmel's expense, but Mr. Kimmel is a fellow artist, and I'm in fact heartbroken to see the way he's been treated. I believe he is, in his heart of hearts, a good and decent fellow devoid of malice and hate. Just kidding, Jimbo. Eat Schmidt.
Nah. I was
I loved it.
I was worried there for a second.
That seems like he can be a deceptive, clever fellow, but I am posting that on Facebook as we speak because it deserves to be seen and it deserved to be heard. Let's see, where are we at on the clock here? 3:48. Got a bunch of things, whole wide array of things to cover. Disappointed in the Fed rate cut. I still smell politics in that. A quarter point. Whoop-de-doo.
Well, it's it's something. It's at least a change in the right direction, and they claim they're all worried about employment, and yet we had another terrific jobs report today.
Oh, we did.
So I'm not sure what they're worried about, but anyway.
I have been angry about this for a year because it was a year ago tomorrow by the actual date that they cut the rate half a point when the numbers did not indicate it was a good idea, a good time to do it. Inflation was making a comeback last September. He did it to help Kamala Harris.
Yeah, and then did another cut in October and another one in early November.
Hey, speaking of Kamala,
Could we do that less?
What?
I said, could we do that less?
Yeah, speaking for less.
Yeah.
Can
she fade into obscurity?
Yeah.
She belongs
Yeah,
to
disappeared there.
the rocket of obscurity. But I kind of found it hilarious that, and how does Tim Waltz feel now?
Oh, he went and put on his little high heels and his petticoat at home and danced around the TikTok and made himself feel better.
So hard to believe that Governor Jazz Hands wasn't the first choice that Kamala wanted to pick, but her first pick is even funnier. Who she wanted was Pete Buttigieg.
A man of absolutely zero accomplishment.
Right, but that's a badge of honor to the Democratic Party. What has Kamala Harris ever accomplished? She's never accomplished anything of note. What can anybody name that Kamala Harris did as a senator? What did she do? Nothing.
Well,
literally nothing.
Willie Brown, mayor of San Francisco, she made him very happy.
Yeah.
She made Willie Brown very happy for
the official knee pad tester.
Yeah. So, but it's going to be interesting. The head of the FCC has spoken out on this, and now the left is using that as I think that's the basis of their fascism. When really all he's saying is you have an obligation to the public, and this has got to stop. Now,
yeah, and he didn't threaten to suspend their license or anything. He what he said was they would have to consider taking action. They wanted to set up a conversation with ABC News about this. Didn't say he was going to revoke their license or anything like that. But it scared the affiliates, as it should, and they've all got to maintain their own licenses, and they're all involved. One of them is involved in a potential merger or takeover of a bunch more affiliates, and so this is all entangled, and it's a very complex situation.
So I just don't see Jimmy Kimmel acquiescing to any demand for an apology. I haven't heard that ABC is asking him to do that. If I'm CBS, I'm telling, because Stephen Colbert is still an employee, I'm telling him, do not have Kimmel on. Do not spike the football on this. Do not make this an issue. Because he'll say it's an attack on free speech. It's fascism. And,
They're all saying that already.
Yeah, but think of the ratings. See, a lot of people would tune in to see Jimmy Kimmel go on Colbert Show tonight, but I haven't heard that was going to happen. I'll try to find out during the break.
Well, the chairman of the FCC should be one of the people tuning in to watch that to see how they behave. Are they doing more of this? Then he can get really serious. But
I just think, where the FCC is concerned, I think their big hook is not Jimmy Kimmel or the entertainment division of any of these networks, even though the entertainment divisions are all corrupt and the plots on all their shows are always anti-Republican. The big hook is the news operations, because the requirement to serve the public interest is not a requirement to serve the Democratic Party up billions of dollars worth of free advertising on your news programs and your morning shows year after year after year, as they've done for over half a century. It's been a long, long time since the news operations at any of those networks did anything that actually served the public interest. Public being the whole public, not the Democrat voter base. So I just think that there's a real case to be made there. And I know all previous Republican presidents were too timid to go down that road because they didn't want to court the controversy and the blowback from the networks that would come. Trump has nothing to lose in that regard. They're all pounding on him every day in and day out, hour after hour, on their news programs. Everything slanted anti-Trump. The coverage in the campaign was virtually 100% anti-Trump, pro-Kamala Harris. This is clearly not in the public interest. It clearly is not. And these, the deceptive editing of interviews with the president and the vice president and secretary of state and on and on and on, that is not in the public interest. It clearly is not. Mm-hmm. And I just think there's a really strong case to say, look, you will either get rid of your news division, abandon it, and be an entertainment network, and we'll let you maintain your license, or we can go to court. We're going to suspend your license, and you can take us to court over it. We'll see who wins. It just is. I mean, we've had a half a century of this stuff. It's enough.
Yes. I have a clip that I posted on Facebook of incendiary rhetoric.
Mm.
They're on. Charlie was talking hate speech. Facts. That's the new hate speech. But this is a YouTube clip. Do you mind if I play this before we hit the top of the hour, David?
Oh, no, please.
Of the country, maybe there will be. People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized right up to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said, if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face!
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look, as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day.
That's Kamala there at the very end. What a great group of peace-loving, free speech advocates we just heard from. And God, the voice of Maxine Waters.
All of them.
Well, that's like a prerequisite.
Chuck Schumer's even more annoying.
Hey, let's go over to Chucky's house for some raw burgers and beer.
I bet he's got some cooking up today. It's National Cheeseburger Day. Or
it is
something
National
like that.
Cheeseburger Day.
Oh, man, I didn't know that. I should have gone to Whataburger for lunch.
I have an In-N-Out burger story somewhere too. Something interesting that happened there. They have a system.
Love In-N-Out.
They have a system for catching people to cut in line. I won't play the clip because we're always tight for time, but basically at In-N-Out, the people are paying attention. So if somebody cuts into the line in the drive-through, they take their order, they pay for it, but then they assign them to one of those numbered spaces and they make them wait like 10 or 12 extra minutes
Oh,
before they bring out their food.
we need to make a trip to Dallas to see David so we can have In-N-Out there.
Yeah, we got him here.
Mhm.
Start a GoFundMe. The In-N-Out Burger
Road trip.
Road trip, yeah.
Greg and Pamela's happy hour road trip
Yeah.
for In-N-Out.
I really do want to get to Dallas.
That's the last place I had In-N-Out.
I don't have Star ID yet, so I can't fly.
Who wants to fly anyway?
Well, I really don't, but
Is that still a requirement?
That's the newest
Star ID,
requirement.
yeah.
It's finally the law.
you know, they passed up 20 years ago, and Trump back in May said, all right, if this is going to be the law, let's start enforcing it. I think it was the middle of May.
Yeah, because he doesn't want the illegals.
Now, I did learn that in Alabama, I can get my driver's license renewed without the star, but I will not be able to go into any federal buildings or
Right.
get on a plane. So I have no plans to do either of those things. So why get the star ID?
What if you need to go to a federal building?
For
What if
what?
it would be cool to visit a federal building? If you got invited to something. See?
She is the devil's advocate sometimes, David.
I am. Also known voice of reason. It's
Yes,
really not that big.
AKA voice of reason. Yeah.
Before we wrap up this hour, one last show deserves consideration, and that's The View. Now,
Yeah.
are they part of ABC's news operation, or
Yeah.
is it a syndicated crack pottery that they happen to carry?
No, they're in the news division at ABC. They are part of ABC News, believe it or not.
No.
And that alone, to me, is total justification
Yeah.
for the FCC to consider suspending ABC's license.
They've got somebody for a good reason. I mean, they've really got good reason with CBS now and ABC. They need to do it and not just hint at it. Let the debate begin. Of course, they'll call that fascism.
Of course, but who cares? I mean, at this point, who cares? It just is for Trump. There's like zero reason not to go down that road. None. It's just, and it would be such a public service to rein these networks in, because they're as big a problem as CNN and MSNBC are. And I just hope that before this 4 years is up, Brandon Carr and the FCC make a real effort to do the right thing where those operations are concerned. CBS is about to improve. CBS is under new ownership. They're bringing in new management. They're involved in all kinds of negotiations. The same David Ellison may also purchase CNN and its parent company, Warner Entertainment, and merge those operations together under new editorial management. And so that network's operations are about to get better and less subjective. But NBC is hopeless. It's irredeemable. ABC is irredeemable. And, the FCC's got to be there for a reason. It's not there to be a potted plant.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Maybe we should turn the TV off or put cartoons on or
I
something.
know. We gotta find something light or a game show.
Yeah. Jimmy Kimmel's lie has now become a battle over free speech. It's just ridiculous and absurd and obscene.
Well, he has free speech. I mean, nobody's saying he can't say those things.
Right.
But you got consequences. Okay.
That-
It's just consequences. Sorry.
That thing. And everybody in any job, there are rules, and you break the rules, there are consequences. So but this is what they do, man. They take something and go bogus with it. And of all times, yesterday was Constitution Day, and nobody abused it more than the Democrats did yesterday. Dave, we're going to take our top of the hour break here. Please give your blog address so people can find you and subscribe to your great work.
Yes, it's davidblackman.substack.com. Come see me.
All righty. It is 3 minutes after 4. You need money for a mortgage. Rates are going to be coming down. Get ahead of the curve. 409-9300 and talk to Morris Capuano. When you shop for a home and you're talking price with somebody looking to sell, well, they'll take you very seriously at pre-approval, and that's what Morris can arrange for you. 409-9300. Want to take money out of your current home to make a home improvement? Saw a very tantalizing ad for walk-in hot tub the other day. 409-9300 for a new roof. Need money to start a business? 409-9300. Morris Capuano. Or to invest? Morris, 409-9300. He is an experienced and polished professional who's been making the American dream accessible to people for years. And now in his partnership with Troy Bank and Trust, he's got even greater resources to work with to help you achieve the American dream. Troy Bank and Trust is chartered so that it can't be bought, sold, or merged. So it's here for the long haul, as Morris has been. And you'll never put yourself in better hands than with this man and his ability to help you realize a dream. Troy Bank and Trust is an equal housing lender, member FDIC. Their NMLS number is 88697. And again, for Mo, it's 409-9300. TS, hang on. You can talk to David in just a couple of minutes. Here's Skip.
Well, we have an accident, I-85 northbound, just about the time you get to Ann Street. 2 vehicles against a center divider. As of right now, nobody on the scene, but we expect emergency vehicles at some point. It's got traffic moving very slowly past Alabama State and Jackson Hospital up past Ann. Other than that, light to mostly moderate traffic. We're a bit busy all over the area. We've heard of a couple of other minor accidents, but none of those others are affecting traffic flow. Keep it here. We will keep you updated. High school students get a head start on college with dual enrollment at Trenton State. Over 400 students are taking advantage of this program. Go to trentumstate.edu for more information. Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. So far this year, over 2,600 homes have sold and closed in the River region. 55% of these homes sold in 60 days or less, and sellers are receiving close to 98% of listed price. Over the last year, average prices in the River region have increased over 10% from last year. We do have more inventory now to show buyers before they purchase. There are homes in all price ranges available for buyers interested in moving. As a seller, it's a great time to sell through a realtor and gain access to many buyers, not just one or two. If you are a buyer, having more homes to pick from give you better choices before you buy. Our market is now more balanced between a buyer and seller market than we've seen since 2019. Get the facts, see the inventory, get a great local lender to help you, and an agent that's going to look after your interests. For all the facts, call Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group, 221-2883 or 551-0225.
Want that ride that is fun, affordable, and street legal? Check out ETG Outdoors in Montgomery. They have huge discounts on electric golf carts with many brand new units under 10 grand. New and used inventory, financing available, and they service what they sell. ETG Outdoors even provides lithium battery conversions and free delivery with purchase. Whether it's for the neighborhood, the farm, or just fun, ETG Outdoors, 7006 Vaughn Road, or online at etgoutdoors.com. Cruise smarter, drive electric. ETG Outdoors, your ride to freedom starts here.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Don't miss the CAFCO Warehouse Sale. 2 days only, Thursday and Friday, September 25th and 26th, 8 till 5. Visit our sale location on the Wetumpka Highway for incredible savings on home decor, floral arrangements, seasonal items, including Christmas trees, wreaths, ornaments, and much, much more. After you shop the warehouse sale, be sure to stop by the CAFCO outlet store for even more savings. Huge savings at 2 locations, 2 days only. CAFCO Outlet and the CAFCO Warehouse Sale, Thursday and Friday, September 25th and 26th, 8 till 5.
This is not headline news. The Central Perk Coffee House from Friends will be arriving in Times Square later this fall. But the one thing from Friends that New Yorkers really want are those giant apartments with cheap rent. The first photo of Ryan Gosling from the new Star Wars movie was released yesterday, and millions of female fans felt a disturbance in their pants. Chipotle will start to deliver burritos by drone. Knowing my luck, it'll drop one right on top of my newly washed car. And many senior citizens want to cancel that term because the word senior makes them sound old. They prefer a more neutral term, like CBS viewer. This is not headline news.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. The United States has vetoed a UN Security Council resolution demanding immediate Gaza ceasefire, despite it being tied to a hostage release. Police returning to a home in the rolling farmland of southern Pennsylvania in search of a suspected stalker were ambushed in a barrage of gunfire that left 3 of them dead and 2 wounded, all with the Northern York County Regional Police Department. The gunman, 24-year-old Matthew James Ruth. President Trump ending his visit to the United Kingdom. Mr. Trump and Prime Minister Keir Starmer signed a tech agreement and held private talks on the wars in Ukraine and Gaza. Stocks finished higher. The Dow was up 124 points today. The Nasdaq gained 209, and the S&P 500 adding 31 points. This is SRN News.
Guess who's watching Rob Finnerty on Newsmax? President Trump is. He even says Finnerty's show is so terrific. Millions are joining President Trump to watch Finnerty every night at 8 p.m. Eastern on Newsmax. All this week, Rob looks at the media's war on President Trump. Rob gives you the facts about the National Guard in cities like New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles. He tells you the real truth about the Jeffrey Epstein files, and he reveals the big media's agenda on Trump's health. You need to watch Rob Finnerty on Newsmax. Check out your local cable system. Newsmax is on all major systems. Or download the free Newsmax app. It costs you nothing, and you can watch in minutes. Finnerty is the fastest growing primetime news show in America. Find out why even President Trump is tuning in. More than 40 million Americans go to Newsmax for news they can trust. Because we are real news for real people.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Earnest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Earnest, 334-279-7431. Earnest Financial, LLC.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. This endless summertime pattern continues. The rain chances are very small, but not quite zero. We'll be a little bit more humid into the evening hours tonight with the overnight low temperature 68 to 70. Tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday, the rain chances are about 20% or less, but isolated showers are possible. High in the low to mid 90s on Friday and Saturday with a sun and cloud mix. Low 90s on Sunday and Monday. Monday is the first day of fall, but no big changes in the forecast day to day. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
At CB&S Bank, we've been meeting the needs of our customers since 1906. Need help setting up new business goals? Our line of commercial loans can help you achieve them. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
We are back with David Blackman in other news from the Idiocracy.
Introducing the new Ben & Jerry's I Quit collection. Try Cherry Resignation.
Ew.
It's sour, bitter, and leaves a taste you'll never forget. Or dig into the corporate Fudge U. It's thick and cold.
No!
Or try the new Shut Up and Swirl. Sweet on top, but mostly salty underneath.
That's disgusting. Exactly.
Ben & Jerry's I Quit collection. Because sometimes the scoop is just too hard to swallow.
Another instance where a corporation, they own Ben & Jerry's, so they can set the rules. So Jerry, dedicated libtard that he is, said bye-bye. So now it's just Ben. I wonder if they're going to rename the ice cream. It is 12 minutes after 4 o'clock on News Talk 93.1 FM. You're welcome to join us at 272-9228. We're going to go to the president's comments on Antifa in a moment, but TS has been waiting to talk with us. So good afternoon.
Hi there.
Hi.
Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
Real quick, you don't have to have that gold star thing on your Alabama driver's license.
To drive,
I
right.
went, to do anything. I went around the world today to try to get it. And as long as I have a valid passport, I don't need it.
Right. That's the other thing, because the passport proves your citizenship.
Yeah, it's federal. And I'm like, why am I chasing this? I put on all this makeup and I got all glammed up for
You
this
get all
picture,
gussied up?
And I did, Greg. And I'm like, what the hell? Excuse me, I shouldn't have said hell. But anyway, that's all.
We allowed that word.
But you don't have a passport either, do you, Greg?
I did have a passport, but I lost it.
But he's going to get one because forget this stupid star thing. I mean, seriously? Okay. Love you more. Bye.
I don't plan on leaving the country, so I'm not getting another passport. So we each have our justifications for not doing things.
As long as we're talking travel, let's enjoy this little clip from yesterday.
New York Air Force 1300, climbing 320.
Air Force 1, New York Center, roger. Spirit 1300, descend to flight level 330. Spirit 1300, turn 20 degrees right, vector traffic and descent. Pay attention, Spirit 1300, turn 20 degrees right. Spirit 1300, Boston Center 134.0. I got to talk to you twice every time. Spirit 1300, Boston 134.0. Pay attention, get off the iPad.
That's something that any commercial airline pilot would you can't get close to Air Force One.
Have you heard the pilot with the hot mic who's like, oh my gosh, can't wait to leave this place, bunch of retards, but there's only 6 guns in this area. It's hilarious. I don't know where they were. He just went on and on.
It may have happened before, but I've never heard a clip of an air traffic controller literally bitch slapping a commercial airline pilot. Pay attention. Get off the iPad.
I bet that happens every day somewhere in this country.
Probably.
No doubt about it. The president's designated Antifa as a terrorist organization. What does this mean? Why will this matter? Because
I don't think officially it means anything. Other than this is Trump giving us a preview of something that's already happening inside his administration and at the Department of Justice and at the FBI. Because the president doesn't really have the authority to formally designate any group as a terrorist group. International organizations, that's up to the State Department, and domestic terror groups are investigated by the FBI and Department of Homeland Security. And so, I mean, but what we have seen repeatedly in the past is President Trump will put out a tweet like that and people won't take it seriously. And then we find out 2-3 months later, he was actually giving us a heads up about something that's coming. And in this case, I think he's given us a heads up about an investigation that's already been ongoing for quite a while, probably since within days of his taking office. There's no doubt Antifa is a domestic terrorist group. It's a group that works in conjunction with the Democratic Party all over this country. It was set up and funded by the Democratic Party and NGOs that are affiliated with the Democratic Party. And if they do a thorough investigation and follow the money up the chain to its source, you're going to find a bunch of people who are big donors to the Democratic Party, who are the funders of Antifa and its activities. That's just foregone conclusion. But of course, no one in the Biden administration was going to lift a finger to do that, because it's an adjunct of the Democratic Party. It's the armed wing of the Democratic Party. And so I was thrilled when I saw that last night, because it's telling me that here in a month or two, maybe 3, we're going to start seeing some results from the investigation, and probably, some grand juries being convened and prosecutions taking place.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. The other thing we're going to find, by the way, before I stop, is that a lot of that money funding Antifa's activities, we're going to be able to trace it back to the USAID budget through those NGOs.
I understand they're struggling.
Yeah.
And they can't struggle enough as far as I'm concerned. 272-9228 to join the conversation on the phone. And Joel, you're on with David Blackman.
Hey, Greg.
All right.
I'm going to tell you the document takes to get a passport, or the same document after have for.
Joel, we're having a little trouble understanding you. Are you on a speakerphone?
Yeah, hold on.
Just change that. We'll be able to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
You sound great.
Better.
You sound better than I do.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead.
You can't hear us now.
Can you hear me now?
You sound fine. So go ahead.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you. But what I was saying is the same documents that takes you to get your passport are the same document that you have to get a star on your life. If you get it when it's your time to renew, the star doesn't cost anything.
Right. And a passport is 3 times the price of the ID.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're going to travel internationally, you have to have the passport.
Who wants to do that anymore?
Now, does the passport make you get a star ID to get a passport?
No.
No.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate the call. Crawdad, you're on with David Blackman.
Thank you. Mr. Blackman, I have a question concerning nuclear power as a whole. I want to ask you 2 questions and hang up and listen, okay? Thank you. One is, where do you see us in the future regarding still using nuclear power? And 2, how does thorium factor into that? Thank you. Have a good day.
All righty.
Well, nuclear power, yes, but is going to be, I think we're going to have a significant expansion of nuclear energy power plants here in the United States and probably all over the world in the coming decades. The big question is, how fast can the technology advance and be approved by our regulatory behemoths at the NRC and Nuclear Regulatory Commission? There's a lot of money going into research, a lot of money going into thorium reactors, which are safer than the old technologies. Also molten salt reactors, much safer than the old reactors technology, much less, we haven't really ever had a truly major nuclear accident in the United States, although 3 Mile Island was hyped up like it was a damn meltdown to China or something.
Yeah.
Nobody got a dose of radiation bigger than a microwave oven from 3 Mile Island. But so our problem is this: it's money and it's timing, and it's what do you do while the technologies are being developed and the NRC is, revising its regulatory structure and trying to figure out a way to move things along faster. Unfortunately, in recent decades, it's taken 20 years or more from first proposal until first generation of power from a nuclear power plant due to the craziness in the regulatory system. So that's got to all be resolved and refined. And then the new technology of modular reactors that can be either thorium or molten salt, whatever the technology that comes to be used, can be placed right in the cities where the power demand is, instead of out in some remote location, and you got to build $2 billion worth of transmission lines to get the power to market. And whenever that comes about, it's going to be a real revolution in our power grid. But in the meantime, we're going to have to build a lot more natural gas. I believe we're going to start building more coal plants within the next year. Frankly, I think the government will start approving new coal-fired power plants because you're just going to have them to meet demand. And it's a tough situation because these power grids, regional grids all over the country have been allowed to deteriorate and become unstable as we've overwhelmed them with intermittent generation from solar and wind that can't keep the lights on at nighttime or when the wind isn't blowing. And so you just it's a tough deal right now. And the government's scrambling and industries are scrambling to help rebuild our baseload power generation capacity to keep the lights on. And it's kind of a race against time and a race for capital to get it all done. So anyway, I was all over the place there, but that's my answer.
Well, that's the show. I mean, we have so much ground to cover. We do tend to bounce around a little bit, but that's cool. 272-9228 if you have a question for David Blackman. There was an article on revolver.com today that I want to go back to Charlie Kirk. The internet, which is a generic term for people that are on the internet and collectively decide there's something wrong here.
Yeah.
And there has been a tremendous amount of speculation. I actually did this a couple of days ago on the text messages between Tyler Robinson and the furry lover.
Yeah.
And here's the quote, and I'd like your response to this. Did you ever read something that's supposed to be authentic, but your gut tells you it's totally fake? That's exactly how people reacted to the text message exchange announced between Tyler Robinson, the radicalized left-winger who assassinated Charlie Kirk, and his trans furry boyfriend. What's your take on that? We've all read the thread. To me, my reaction, it looks scripted. I could be wrong.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's totally scripted. And Pamela can tell you that's not something that was written by two 20-year-old men.
No, they spell out words that people use acronyms for now.
Yeah.
If these are two chronically online people, they're not typing out full sentences and using punctuation.
No, I mean the last text supposedly sent by Tyler Robinson is 300 words long.
I mean
300 words.
An emotional girl or guy will send a long text message on occasion, but I mean,
it's going to contain abbreviations, emojis, acronyms, all this stuff, language that's not in that thing anywhere. My theory about it is, the real conspiracy theorists are saying, well, the FBI is doing a cover up. They obviously wrote that and implanted it, right? Well, okay. That text stream was taken directly from the cellular company records for those two phones that those two young men own. Okay. And if the FBI had tried to do that, there would be all sorts of digital fingerprints all over those records that any competent hacker would be able to discover within about 30 minutes. Okay. This wasn't written by the FBI. It wasn't written by anyone else. I think it was texted by those two guys, but there was a script that they were doing it from.
I don't think even that.
I think it's done to provide cover for the boyfriend or whatever, the furry friend, and provide cover for that chat group that they were in. I mean, you've also got the text of Tyler Robinson saying goodbye to them all. And, oh, I've so enjoyed your company and it's been so much fun. And thank you for everything. And to me, that text was designed to provide cover for the group. And they all knew what was going to happen. That's what I believe. They all knew what was going to happen in advance. And this was a mocked up conversation to provide some cover for them. That's my view on it.
I don't believe a lot of what they're what anybody's saying. I think there's so many stories woven into this. We might as well be sitting around a damn campfire listening.
Yeah, and this may be another thing like the Kennedy assassination. We may be finding out new stuff about it 60 years from now. Yeah, or I won't be. I'll be dead. But
Play out.
I will say, this,
I'm writing it down now. Somebody save this YouTube for their grandkid.
there is
That's
something.
how it's going to play out.
There is something about David Blackman that puts you in touch with your inner campfire. That I 100% agree with. That's a compliment.
There's so many stories. They're trying to say that this kid left and didn't change clothes or shower, and they found him 30 plus hours later.
Isn't it amazing
Give me a break.
how that works?
Give me a freaking break.
We have
No.
a couple of callers. Let's go to Brad next on News Talk 93.1 FM. You're on with David Blackman, Brad.
I had to get a star driver's license a couple of years ago. I didn't have to now that I know that I'm not going overseas. But anyway, I didn't have my Social Security card or my birth certificate. So I had to order them, and it took, less than a week, 2 weeks to get them?
Uh-huh.
I'm just wondering why it took this Kenyan/Hawaiian a year to get a birth certificate.
That's a good point, Brad. And by the way, that's a cool name. I always wanted to be a Brad.
Brad is a
No,
cool
not
name.
Brad. You know who this is. It's Rad.
It's Rad.
Oh!
Oh.
Well, you're not cool.
Yes.
Rad's an even
Your
cooler
former,
name.
your former co-worker and soon-to-be neighbor in chief.
Yes. He is.
The one that made it you get through your first year.
Yes, I am always grateful, and so are thousands of people in the river region that through your kind guidance and navigation, I'm still around.
Plus, I was the first one to laugh at your jokes.
He is the one that got me. He's not exaggerating here. What Rad said is true. He was the first person. This guy's might be good.
Oh, by the way, Rad, that's my initials if you didn't know that.
Oh, that's cool.
Did you ever know how I got Rad, Greg?
No.
Robert Ashley Dodson, R.A.D.
Esquire.
Now we know the rest of the story.
Rad, thank you so much.
All righty. And we will see you shortly down the
Yes.
street.
Okay.
Hey, I want to make a point about the birth certificate that people always overlook.
Sure.
Okay? So when Barack Obama applied to go to university, he would have had to provide a birth certificate. And yet we see in his yearbook at Harvard that Harvard University and Barack Obama himself listed him as having been born in Kenya, a native of Kenya. What we've never discovered is what birth certificate did Barack Obama present to Harvard University in order to be enrolled in that university?
Mm.
There had to be one. And yet, when he was a senator and president, he claimed it took him a year to actually recover one from Hawaii. So what birth certificate was it that was used to get him into Harvard? It's always been what I would want to know. Anyway.
And let's remember that the one person in Hawaii who could have provided that document died in a helicopter crash.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they fell into a volcano.
No, she was the only one. Everybody else somehow survived, but she didn't.
Yeah.
A lot of mystery about this.
A lot of mystery.
All right, it's 4:30. We're going to squeeze in one more call before we take our last break, and then we'll have another long segment with David. Good afternoon, Clint.
Hey, I got a question. Mr. Blackman, I enjoy your commentary.
Thank you.
I enjoy when you're there. I always and I got a question. I don't know if anybody can answer it. Why does Congress wait so late to pass a spending bill? I mean, the president's been on them, get it passed. Why do they wait so long?
Why don't they just pass a
They
budget?
haven't perfected the extraction method for their head from their behinds.
I like to call it kabuki theater. I like to call it kabuki theater. It's all a show. It's all a show for the voters back home. So every member of Congress can prove that they're fighting for what they believe in and fighting for their priorities and fighting for this and fighting for that. And so they have to take it up to the very last minute before they agree to basically just keep spending what they've been spending, only with an increase for inflation. And that's what ends up being the deal every time.
Hey,
But it's all theater. It's all a performance.
Back in May. Do that back in May and be done with it.
Well, but May's not the deadline. The deadline's September 30th. And so they're going to take it to the last day. And beyond that, I believe they'll take it beyond that this time. There'll be a shutdown.
Thank you, Clint. That'll be their next manufactured crisis.
Because the Democrats want a manufactured crisis to take the spotlight off of all this death and destruction that they've created.
By the way, if it does shut down, David, we are ready.
It's the government shutdown!
And then we'll hear all the pounding of the Wailing Wall.
Have you lost your mind?
What the hell is wrong with you all?
Look at me, I'm a big fat sloth!
Oh, that's Governor Pritzker checking in at 4:32. David, we're going to take a break here at the bottom of the hour and come back, and we'll have one long segment to go. We got baseball to talk about, too.
Oh, boy, a lot of baseball.
You can say this about many Republicans. He said,
You suck, and yet you keep returning.
Tommy's just a tad off today. It'll come back. David, thank you for your patience with me. Please give your blog address, and people can look up and find your amazing work and subscribe while we're taking this break.
Yes, it's davidblackman.substack.com for politics, blackman.substack for energy. I write about both every day.
And we will be back with David in just a moment. So brought to you in part by Duncan Tomlinson, attorneys at law for family law help in a crisis, divorce, somebody from the past trying to change an existing arrangement. You need not just somebody with great command of the law, as Dana Delk and Jacqueline Tomlinson possess, but the legal leadership they provide to help you navigate the circumstances. I'll tell you this, if you're going in a crisis and they're working with you, you are absolutely not going to feel like you're going through it alone. That's so important. You have to put your faith and trust in them, as I and others have done, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Quick diagnosis. Here's where we're at. This is what the situation is today. Here's where we want to go. Here's our plan to get there. We got this. You focus on you. Don't let your life fall into disarray. Stay on top of things. Do what you can do for yourself, and we will do everything else. And that's exactly what you need to get through a situation. Managing it yourself, it doesn't work. Turn it over. 3 very important words. They can help you with adoptions, get a will done for you. All matters of family law at this web address, thealabamafamilylawyers.com, or reach out for a consultation or give this number to somebody who needs it. 819-4810. That's 819-4810 for Delk and Tomlinson, attorneys at law.
Representation is made that the quality of legal services performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
All right, we got Traffic 1819 News, and then back with David.
Well, after kind of a rough start, we're looking pretty good. The only thing that folks are really battling right now is very busy traffic everywhere, especially east and east-south Boulevard. I-65 and 85 are loaded up and moving a little bit slow, as a matter of fact, out of the interchange. 65 northbound, 85 northbound, our busiest of those arteries. Buckle up, drive carefully. We're going to keep you updated on traffic. Great shopping at Premier Place. Shop It's Fashion, GNC, Goodwill, and more. Premier Place in Prattville, another great McClinton & Company development. I'm Wendell J., Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Jack Ingram Nissan. Shop now at jackingramnissan.com.
1819 News with Andrea Tice.
Good afternoon. I'm Carl Brady for Andrea Tice. Alabama lawmakers are applauding Auburn University's recent decision to fire multiple employees for social media posts related to the assassination of Charlie Kirk. The university announced on Wednesday that it was terminating multiple employees due to their comments. Elected officials from around the state shared the online message from Auburn President Christopher Roberts, adding their support for the decision. More Alabama news after this.
Did you know that 70% of people experience a potentially traumatic event in their lifetime, and that 6 out of every 100 adults face PTSD every day? Help us bring hope to these survivors by signing up for your Alabama Distinctive PTSD Awareness license plate today. The great thing is you can sign up no matter when your current plate renews, and the first year is complimentary. All you need is your VIN number on hand. Drive awareness, drive hope, and customize your plate today at atease.org. That's ATEASE.org.
The Republican Attorneys General Association announced on Wednesday that its executive committee voted to endorse Catherine Robertson for Alabama Attorney General in 2026. Robertson is the only candidate in an open race for Attorney General to earn this distinction in the 2026 election cycle. A Life Flight helicopter was shot as it approached a landing zone in Autauga County early Wednesday. The helicopter was struck in the right side window, and a flight nurse was injured when the bullet ricocheted. 48-year-old Peter Ellison was taken into custody and charged with shooting into an occupied vehicle. The FBI and FAA have been contacted, and federal charges are pending as well. The injured nurse was treated on the scene. For 1819 News, I'm Carl Brady.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
In the market for a used car? Visit jackingram.com to view our selection of luxury, domestic, and imported vehicles. With 8 locations and online at jackingram.com, Jack Ingram Motors is sure to have the perfect car for you.
Feeling the pinch on your food budget? You're not alone, but there's a place where saving money is easy every single day. Food Outlet, with locations in Montgomery, Prattville, and Millbrook. Listen to these specials good through September 23rd. A 5-pound bag chicken wings, only $11.95. The 13-ounce size Eckrich smoked sausage, $2.91. Get USDA Boston Butts, only $1.78 a pound. Assorted Totino pizza rolls, the 50-count size, $3.75. The 128-ounce size Sunny D Punch, $2.58. Ragu pasta sauce, 24-ounce bottles, $1.97. And 2-liter bottles of Coke products, $1.67 each. Visit Food Outlet today and save big. Open 7 days a week, 7 till 9, with the Millbrook store staying open till 10 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. You'll find us at 720 East Main in Prattville, 3543 Highway 14 in Millbrook, and the Eastbrook Shopping Center in Montgomery. Search Facebook for Food Outlet Prattville and Food Outlet Eastbrook for more great specials. And be sure to like our page.
The Tierce family has been your local Roto-Rooter service since 1964. Drain cleaning, plumbing repair, and those troublesome septic tanks, no problem. Technology has changed a bit in the last 54 years. Video inspections of lines to locate problems is available, as well as scheduling your appointment online. River Region residents have trusted Roto-Rooter for over half a century. You can too. Call today at 272-7130 or visit online at rotorooteralabama.com.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Hi there, I'm Madeline Cannon with Alabama Home Mortgage. Getting pre-approved is the first step towards home ownership. People are often scared or nervous about taking that first step, but I'll tell you, it's nothing to be scared of. At Alabama Home Mortgage, we will take the first step and every step along the way with you. Call us at 567-4223. We will gather the information needed to tell you exactly what you qualify for. After a call to Alabama Home Mortgage, you will know what price point to shop for, what down payment is required, if any, and what your monthly mortgage payment will look like. We take all the guessing out of it. Then, when you find the house you want to make your home, you are ready to make an offer. Along with your offer, you will submit your Alabama Home Mortgage pre-approval letter. This shows sellers that you've already taken the steps necessary to ensure that you qualify to purchase their home. Wait no longer. It's time to take that first step together. Call me at 567-4223 or start the process online at myalabamahomemortgage.com.
That's Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
We worked with a lot of clients over the years, like a lot of clients. And the one thing we've learned is that every client deserves more.
More attention, more dedication, more results.
That's why we opened Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. Take real estate to the next level.
Here, it's not about us. It's about you, your goals, your dreams, your success.
Buying, selling, or investing, we built this brokerage to work harder and smarter for you. So give Eddie Bader a call, 334-322-0662.
Or give me, Hannah Grantham, a call at 334-368-6358. And let us show you how real estate is done.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you got a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. This endless summertime pattern continues. The rain chances are very small, but not quite zero. We'll be a little bit more humid into the evening hours tonight with the overnight low temperature 68 to 70. Tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday, the rain chances are about 20% or less, but isolated showers are possible. High in the low to mid-90s on Friday and Saturday with a sun and cloud mix. Low 90s on Sunday and Monday. Monday is the first day of fall, but no big changes in the forecast day to day. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Ready to borrow smarter this season? Apply online in minutes at yourasecu.com. Call 334-270-9011 or visit your local branch today.
ASD Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASD.
Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1. WACV. News Talk 93.1.
This radio show is not intended for listeners.
Oh, I disagree. It is intended for listeners, and we have a precious few minutes left with David Blackman this afternoon. Let's go to the four Republicans. You know, the Republicans can always be depended on for disappointment.
Oh, boy. Isn't that the truth?
And to censure Ilhan Omar, who I mean, if I had to pick one person that I have who I despise, it's her. Why is she even in Congress? Why don't we know more about her citizenship?
Yeah.
Yet four Republicans stood between a censure and why would they do this? Why would they? She certainly deserved it.
Well, I would love to see an audit of the money trail of their bank accounts, various bank accounts leading up to that vote. The four Republicans who killed the censure bill were Mike Flood of Nebraska, Jeff Hurd of Colorado, Tom McClintock of California. Those are all rhinos who are not reliable and never have been. Then there's Corey Mills of Florida, a guy who pretends to be a real conservative, real MAGA guy. And, you know, his name on that list is a real mystery to me. I expected to see Thomas Massey, frankly, as one of the people who voted against it. I didn't expect to see Corey Mills, but Corey Mills has a real personal vendetta against Marjorie Taylor Greene and against what's her name from South Carolina, who actually brought the resolution. And so he's got a lot of personal issues going on. He's, you know, been accused of, we had a police out to his home on a domestic violence incident back in March, and a lot of rumors about having affairs and things like that going on around him. So I'm not sure what motivated him to end up being, basically, he was the last of the four to vote. He was the deciding vote. It's a real disappointment that you can't even censure someone like Ilhan Omar for the things she said in the wake of the Kirk assassination. It's just really reprehensible and beyond the pale, and too bad, you know, but that's the job Mike Johnson has, trying to keep this gang of 218 unreliable people together on votes like that.
I'm still confident, and especially as almost a tribute to Charlie, this incredible backlash can be channeled into a major red wave next year. And then things like this will get done and will happen, because we're hopefully going to see another generation of Republican Congress people who are strong, who are rock solid conservatives. Am I having an open fantasy on the air? Perhaps. We've been hoping.
Well, the first thing you got to do is get rid of guys like that. Okay. All four of them need to be primaried and beaten in the primaries next year and not reelected. And if we can't do that after all these years, if you can't weed out those people who are, you know, just up there for their own self-interest mainly, then you have no hope. You just really have no hope. Voters got to pay attention and do the right thing in those districts and get rid of those people.
David, I'd like your take on Trump's visit to England at his dinner with Bonnie King Charles.
It was fantastic. I was just the dinner, the toasts before the dinner, both from both men were extraordinary. And, you know, I've never had a high opinion of Prince Charles, King Charles.
Right.
But it was really very moving to me. And then President Trump's response was just amazing and pitch perfect. And he is the first president in the history of this country to be invited by the monarch in the UK for not one, but two state visits like that.
Wow.
which is an extraordinary thing. And it tells you that, for people paying attention, it should tell them that, hey, maybe Donald Trump really is respected internationally. And I think everything's happened, with him in international affairs has shown that this year. And it was extraordinary. And then at today's press conference that he with Keir Starmer.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It was just, such a great, just another example of how great Trump is in those settings. He put Starmer on the spot almost every question that came up, from windmills to arresting people for Facebook posts, to freedom of speech, to immigration, just on every issue, with a smile on his face.
Yeah.
Trump answers the question and, and then says, well, I don't really agree with Keir on that. And, y'all have your own way of doing things, but it seems to us in America that free speech is really under attack here. And then when you look at the numbers of the number of arrests, number of people who have been arrested for social media posts, country by country, there have been more than 12,000 UK citizens arrested now for posts on social media.
Wow.
In the United States, the number is 50. More in the UK than in any other nation on earth.
That's ridiculous.
The government in the United Kingdom today is a Marxist government. People need to understand that. And if the British people can't rise up and boot those people out of their positions, they're going to lose that country.
Yeah.
And it's going to be an Islamic dominated country within a decade if the British people do not rise up and save the country. And they're disarmed. I don't know how they can do it. They've long ago been disarmed by the government. And so it's depressing to see what's happening there.
I was wondering if the king who has always been a little bit to the left with climate change and things like that, might be looking for something Churchillian to reverse this, because he probably knows that. I would imagine
he has to
mind to save that country. We are really tight for time because we have a business guest coming on in a minute. So we've got real brief with our last couple of calls here. Andy, you have something for David?
Hey, yes, sir. I am in no way like trying to back up Obama and everything, but I myself was born in Hawaii. And
which is America. It's not Kenya.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And so like 25 years ago, I got my birth certificate. I got my passport, and of course I had a birth certificate for that, but I have lost it since then.
Mm-hmm.
And, like probably about 2 years ago, I thought about it and I thought, where is my birth certificate? Because my parents have both passed away. So there's no telling where it wound up. So I requested a new birth certificate from the state of Hawaii, and it took around 8 months before it finally got delivered to me.
Wow.
That is wild.
But you are not the sitting president of the United States, are you?
Yeah. Obama got his. He had connected.
Don't you think that it would have been a different situation if you were the sitting president of the United States? You probably could have gotten that birth certificate because it's a valid birth certificate. You probably could have gotten it a lot quicker if you were, the chief executive of the United States.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. It's wild that it took that long.
Yeah, well, that's because the best Secretary of State they had, Loretta Fuddy, was killed by a frogman in that helicopter crash. That's the reason it took so long. Incompetence. But hey, we appreciate the call, Andy. Always hope that you'll call again. And we got a minute for you, Edward, and then we got to wrap up.
I just had a quick point off subject. I heard briefly on the news, I think it was towards the end of the week, that this President Trump, who the left tars as constantly being a fascist and a hater of black people, he has awarded $500 million to HBCUs. You can Google it. Why the media is not talking about it, I don't understand. But a racist does not do things like that.
No, that whole, I'm so tired of all of that.
I know. We've debunked that. He's
And
not.
this era, and thank you for the call of the Trump term 2, I think we're feeling finally free enough to be able to speak out on this. I'm tired of it. I've been listening to the same crap for my entire life. What have the Democrats done to improve things for the black community, as it's called? I'm looking. I'm waiting for an answer to that. I'm not seeing it. David, you Dodger fan, I can only wish you luck as we get down to the final games of the season here. The Yankees.
Clayton Kershaw announced his retirement today, by the way.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Wow.
Yeah, at the end of the season.
Got to win the World Series.
Yeah, now they have to. So
how about that? That should have been our lead story to open this thing today.
Well, it just happened right before we went on air.
And
my favorite deal of the week was the manager taking Shohei Ohtani off the pitcher's mound when he had a no-hitter after 5 innings and giving up 6 runs. The very next inning, bring a reliever in that gives up 6 runs and loses the game.
They got to stop doing that. Quit treating them like little pieces of china.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, now they got to win it. And by the way, I give the Dodgers credit because their players were wearing Charlie Kirk's name on their hats.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
David, thank you so much. Your blog address one more time, and then we'll see you Monday, right?
Yes, davidblackman.substack.com. Come see me. We'll have a lot of fun.
We love you, man. Thank you for your
All
time.
right.
Always
Have a great weekend.
Okay, we got a guest joining
Traffic
us.
is brought to you by Baumhauer. Start 2025 off with legendary buffalo wings from Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Baumhauer's has great food, service, and fun. See you at Baumhauer's Victory Grill.
And just like that, bunch of accidents. First of all, Troy Highway at Bell Road, minor accident there. Vaughn Road at Laurelwood, that is just past Chantilly Parkway on your way outbound from Montgomery. I-85 southbound, mile marker 22, that is just past Shorter. If you're coming into Montgomery there, watch out for an 18-wheeler and a car. We're hearing that's a minor accident. And we have an accident reported I-65 northbound at mile marker 173. We are not seeing anything on the cams. That's just past Northern Boulevard. We do have a vehicle off the road on the right, just past Northern Boulevard, slowing down traffic a bit. Watch out for it. Buckle up, drive carefully. We will keep you updated. At McKenna Nissan, over 100 used cars in stock, 0% financing up to 60 months on select models. It's worth the drive. McKenna Nissan, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
This is the News Talk 93.1 River Region Business Spotlight, a chance for you to get to know our area businesses and business leaders.
I want to thank the 2 women in my studio who have set a record for the fastest hustle into the studio that's ever been accomplished on this show in a matter of seconds to talk about a special event coming up. Tisha and Tracy, how's everybody?
Doing well. Fantastic.
How are things going for the golf tournament? Is Monday or a week from Monday?
Monday.
It's Monday. Okay. And that's at Arrowhead, right?
Yes.
Okay. So tell us first about the organization we're trying to raise money for and how people can sign up.
Okay. Well, I'm going to let Tisha tell a little bit about Recovery Alive, and then I'll tell about the golf. Is that okay? Fantastic. Yes.
That works for me.
So Recovery Alive is a Christ-centered 12-step program that was founded in Johnston County, North Carolina, about 4 years ago. Over the last 4 years, we have expanded into over 90 ministries throughout the world, which is a beautiful thing. So Christ-centered recovery is growing. There in Johnston County, which is where I'm from, is where our signature ministry is. And Christ-centered recovery being about the 12 steps of recovery, we're also learning that the more programs have to offer, which can include our children, talking to our youth, doing some preventative work, also blossomed into recovery homes. So people with substance use disorder can have a safe place to live when they're coming out of jails, prisons, treatment centers, or just need a supportive environment. So that was also birthed about 2.5 years ago. So just a little while after the program started. And what was one dream to have one home in Vance County to support people, I mean, not Vance County, in Johnston County to support people with substance use disorder has now turned into 9 homes.
Awesome.
Absolutely. So 2 of those homes are here, and that's why we're here visiting in Alabama. And then Tracy can take it from there.
Yes, so this is our 2nd annual Driving for Hope charity golf event. This year it is on Monday, September 22nd at Arrowhead Country Club. Our tee time is at 8 o'clock. We still have room for more teams as of this moment. And you can go to recoveryalive.com under the events section and register online. Or you can email me direct, Tracy at recoveryalive.com. If you're local and want to pay by check, I can make arrangements to pick that up.
I am getting right there. We go. That's your
Yes,
website there,
that's
right?
it.
This will be on my Facebook page, so you can find it and put a team in. I'd hope to play in this thing. My back is just not ready for golf. Sorry. The rest of me is, but not my back. And the proceeds from the tournament will help fund more homes. I got to tell you this, I'm in recovery, and the scariest day of my life was my first day out of rehab.
Yeah.
Because I got so absorbed into the message and making the changes necessary to get sober. But then you're back in the world, and having a network of support to transition, so important, so critical, which is one reason why I believe in what you're doing.
Thank you.
I'm speaking as a recovering person, friends.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
This organization needs your support. We all complain about people with drug and alcohol problems. Those who finally hit that point where they say, I'll do whatever I got to do, deserve all the support that we can give them. And oftentimes when people do reach that point, they don't have much in the way of resources. And that was my blessing, when I had to take the bus because I didn't have a car.
Yes, sir.
But you know what? I made up my mind that I was going to make that work for me, and it did.
Yes.
But thank God I had supportive people. It would have been even better if I had had an organization I could turn to above and beyond the 12 steps.
Yes.
And just to continue the momentum that you come out of rehab with. So many who do go away for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever. Sometimes I know they have places where you can go for 9 months.
Right.
Yeah.
But it is so important to have that transition back to the real world because you've been so into the message. People that are alone at that point, they're at great risk. And you don't want to, if you got somebody that's really working to save their life, you got to give them that extra measure of support. So folks, I hope you will take this message seriously and support this wonderful organization. And I will have that Facebook post. Is there any part of your message you would like to add to what we've already discussed?
All of the proceeds from this year's event will go to continue recovery efforts in our local communities here in Alabama. And if the opportunity presents itself that it's time for a 3rd home, then that will be our next step as well.
Awesome.
So we do need your continued support, not only with the golf tournament, but anytime you can go online under recoveryalive.com, you can do a general donation once, whenever, or you can do recurring donations also and designate it for our area.
And a reminder that you are supporting people who have made the choice to help themselves first. And when they've made that choice, we owe them the best shot they can at building and maintaining and keeping a sobriety.
Yes.
Because nobody does it alone.
Yeah. Community involvement. Yes.
Super critical. I wish, I want you to come back. Okay. We'll schedule you as if the 2 of you can come back on a Wednesday sometime.
Okay.
And we'll do an hour or so on the topic. Okay. Because I love to share on this.
Yeah. And I have very close personal experience with it too, so we can talk about it. And we enjoy talking about it too,
because not just the person who's got the addiction issue, whether it's alcohol or drugs, but the family of the person that's got the issue and support for them. I've told my story without shame 1,000 times, and I don't mean to put people to sleep with it, but you know who calls? It's the family member.
Yeah.
It's rarely the addicted person.
Absolutely.
Because they're afraid I might tell them something they don't want to hear. And I get it. I understand that. I was there.
The beauty of Recovery Alive is, although our homes focus on working with people that are in recovery from substance use disorder, the 12 steps of Recovery Alive are for everyone. So if you're suffering from grief, codependency, people pleasing, spending too much money, some of the other things that sometimes I tended to pick up when I laid the drugs and alcohol down was the other things in life, right?
Yes.
And so we work in Christ-centered recovery to apply those principles to everything. And then the homes specifically are for people with substance use disorder. So you're exactly right. It's the moms, the dads, the kids, other people that need to reach out and say, how can I walk through this? And then you find out that you're not alone, and you get to link arms with another mom who's been through it, or another wife, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, my husband says all the time that I do actually need AA, Amazon Anonymous, because right now I'm working the 12 steps of the program for substance use disorder, but he says you spend too much money.
Well, I can't say enough good about you, but I want you to let's figure out that Wednesday afternoon that we can bring you in, and we'll devote it to,
because we have another event coming up in
Yes,
February.
that's it. That's the perfect
RecoveryCon
time.
2026.
Yes.
It's gonna
after
be
the
here
dust
in
settles,
Alabama.
sometime in early October.
Okay.
One of the first Wednesdays in October.
Okay.
And
work on that.
we'll tell stories and create some hope.
Yes.
Because that's the one thing that organizations like this bring to the table is hope for people who feel hopeless. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having us.
Wall Street Business Report at 5:03.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm John Scott. Wall Street rolled to more records led by a rally for technology stocks. The S&P 500 rose 0.5%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average added 0.3%, and the Nasdaq climbed to 9%. All three set all-time highs. The NVIDIA was the strongest force, pushing the market upward after announcing a partnership with Intel to develop products for data centers and personal computers. Intel soared to its best day since 1987. Treasury yields climbed following encouraging reports on the economy. Smaller stocks, which can benefit greatly from lower interest rates, rose sharply. The Dow was up 124 to close at 46,142. The Nasdaq gained 209 to 22,470. The S&P added 31 to 6631. The Wall Street Business Report, I'm John Scott.
Fox Monday. I think you mean Jane's Day. Yes, plural. She's hosting a show where you guess a tune that'll make you think. And she's hosting a show where a celebrity is the weakest link.
You suck at this game. All new Celebrity Name That Tune with Jane Krakowski and all new Celebrity Weakest Link with Jane Lynch.
Monday on Fox 20.
There's nothing quite as exciting as another college football season kicking off. Eating Pizza Perfect pizza while watching the games makes it that much more enjoyable. In September, get $4 off any large pizza. You already know about the great pizza buffet at Pizza Perfect. Besides all the pizza you can eat, it includes spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink for only $13 at lunch and for dinner on Tuesday and Friday and all day Saturday. Pizza Perfect on Coliseum Boulevard in East Brook.
There's good, there's better, then there's the best. For generations, that last category has pretty much been the exclusive realm of Cat Yellow Iron. Equipment that continues to set industry standards. Well, why settle for less? Fact is, you don't just deserve it, you can own the best, and it's more affordable than you think. Whether we're talking micro, mini, or mid-sized tractors, or jumbo earth-moving machines, Thompson Tractor has helped hard-working people like you get their own piece of legendary Cat equipment since 1957. Over that time, we've earned a lot of trust. With Thompson, you can always count on expert service and technical support. We stand behind what we sell. Always have, always will. And now with the Cat Guard, you have a host of financing options to protect your cash on hand. So visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor. We're here for you.
Hi, it's Jonathan Cotton with the Good Feet Store with another real Good Feet story. Lulinda came to the store having ridden motorcycles across the country her whole life, but pain had crept in. Feet, knees, hips, and back. She told us, "I don't even know if I can ride anymore." Lulinda was desperate. This wasn't just about riding. It was about holding on to something that made her feel alive. We began the fitting and she started her test walk. And she just stopped. Then the tears came. "I haven't felt this in years," she said. She didn't want to stop walking. 2 weeks later, she popped into the store beaming. She said, "I'm doing it. I'm going on my cross-country trip." We'll never forget that moment. Lulinda found her freedom again. And knowing we played a small part in helping her get back on that bike still gives us chills. I'm Jonathan Cotton reminding you that we can help you get back in the saddle at the Good Feet store. The Good Feet store is in Montgomery, across from the shops at East Chase.
At Guardian Credit Union, if it's important to you, it's important to us. We don't do banking differently. We do relationships differently. Want to secure a HELOC for home projects? So do we. Want to build your credit? So do we. Want to plan your next vacation? So do we. We're here to help with whatever's next, because whatever you want in life, so do we. Stop by any of our branches and let's plan your next step together. Guardian Credit Union, where you belong. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal Housing Opportunity. NMLS 912757.
I'm Jim Smith with Adams Drugs, and what our customers say about our business is the most important advertising tool. I'm here with Ronnie Taunton, who is a longtime customer of Adams Drugs, moved away for 3 years, and came back to town recently. Ronnie, how easy was it to move your business back to Adams Drugs?
Jim, it was very easy. All we did was make a phone call to the store in Prattville. That's where we live now, and they took it from there, and I didn't do anything else.
What has your overall experience been like here at Adams Drugs?
Well, we are glad to be back with Adams. We've had quite an experience in some towns we lived in, and they have great service. You can tell that the employees are glad to be there to serve you, and I couldn't ask for any more. Whatever formula the Vinson family has, they need to keep it in a safe place because it's certainly working.
Come into any of our 12 Adams Drugs locations. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net to find the location nearest you. Adams Drugs is your independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Do you have real estate problems? Whether you're facing foreclosure, inherited a property, or have costly repairs, we understand. At Rapid Fire Home Buyers, we're here to help. Any condition, any situation, we'll give you an honest cash offer for your home so you can move forward. Because when real estate problems cause you uncertainty, you deserve a solution you can trust. Any condition, any situation, we're here to help. Give Rapid Fire Home Buyers a call today at 334-675-1000. That's 334-675-1000.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
From Hollywood, it's Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. A prosecutor says a suspected stalker armed with a rifle hit his ex-girlfriend's home in Pennsylvania and ambushed police officers who came to arrest him, killing 3 of them. Police arriving at the scene about 2:10 p.m. Wednesday noticed the door to the home was unlocked, even though the ex-girlfriend and her mother had locked it upon leaving the property earlier. The officers opened the door and were immediately fired upon by the suspect, who was carrying an AR-style rifle with a suppressor. Jimmy Kimmel's television future is hanging in the balance after ABC suspended his late-night show following the host's comments about Charlie Kirk's killing. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 124 points. More details at srnnews.com.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But what if you could get both? Why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare, and that is Medi-Share. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with Medi-Share, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied too. And we know this from research of members. There's a lot they like about Medi-Share, but especially they love being part of something they believe in. And Medi-Share works too. It has for more than 30 years. There are hundreds of thousands of members who love having telehealth if they need it. They love the huge PPO network. So yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or you're part of the gig economy or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Call 844-45-BIBLE. That's 844-45-BIBLE. 844-45-BIBLE.
These lights coming towards us. Look straight ahead.
No, I do.
Right.
Babe, I do.
You were going the wrong way.
My husband's walking me or driving me home. It's just
What do you mean? You were driving home.
No, he's driving us home.
You were just driving.
No. I was driving. I was like I was in the passenger seat.
Hey, is there anyone else in that car? Yeah, there's no one else in the car.
No, okay, maybe not that specific clear, but there was like me and my husband were in one car.
I had that queued up for our time of the Idiocracy with David Blackman. We never got a chance to play it. Thanks for all the calls we had today. We thank our guests that just came in, Tracy and Tisha.
Yeah.
And the Recovery Alive link is on my Facebook page now. So please try and help that event coming up on Monday.
I can't wait till they come back.
Yeah.
We have unrushed time.
That's going to be awesome. That's really, if I had known, I would have thought to have them on yesterday. But we do have to have some, it just doesn't get discussed enough. It affects so many people.
I know.
And there's a few of us who have made every mistake in the book, who have screwed up over and over and over again, have gone through the relapse process and all that, but finally gotten their butt kicked enough to say, I'm not negotiating with these steps anymore. I'm going to do exactly what they say.
And there's people who are in that cycle right now.
And you need to know, you can lose everything. Everything, stuff, money, your driver's license. You can lose all of those things.
People.
And get it, people, most importantly, and get it all back. Can. It may not happen overnight. It happens one step at a time, but it does work. If you work it, that's the rule. Pamela?
I'm about to have to leave, but I have to say shout out to somebody before I go, because I found out my daughter's 5-year-old friend Charlotte is watching with her mom, and she got really excited to see me on TV.
Everybody's excited to see you on TV. Is anybody excited to see me?
No.
Of course.
Nobody?
No.
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 Okay. I get it. I'm old. I'm not that guy anymore, but Pamela, my co-host, is it. So give her a kiss for me and have a great evening.
All right.
We're
See you
gonna
tomorrow.
Cut the stream. And Brant